All right. What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining in for another episode with Persistent Progress Goes Career Exploring. Today, I got 3 special guests, special good friends of mine, grew up together, high school. Some of them maybe knew each other longer than growing up in high school, middle school, and so forth. They've started a journey as young men, trying to find their way in life to being great examples within their community, as also just as a whole for Black men, they can be looked at as far as globally. So with Persistent Progress Goes Career Exploring is basically a sense of creating an environment for networking and establishing some type of ownership to promote for themselves for getting better and to do great things in the world for however they want to go about achieving them. But the thing is, sometimes we don't know which route to go or where to research and find this information that we want to look for. So with Persistent Progress Goes Career Exploring, it's my job to go out and kind of find these people who have established themselves in a successful manner and can give some useful insight to pass along to the next person who may be trying to follow in the same footsteps or deviate to a little bit of a variety of different routes. So today I have Deshai Powell, Darian Scribbs, and Quintaz Wright. So they have a similar career path and background, but each of them is a little bit different. So I wanted to bring them all on together. And this is our first time doing this, me interviewing 3 people at once. So fellas, I just want to say thank you for your time and coming out and doing this with me. Because I know you got a busy day, they got schedule and stuff like that. So we can just jump right into it. If you want to give a little background about yourself, you go Deshai, then Darian, then Quintaz, and we can just kind of like just rotate through like that. Just give a little info, tell about yourselves.
I can go first. I don't know. For most people that's out there, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm 25 years old. Graduated my bachelor's in criminal justice with a focus in administration. I've now been in this field for up to about 3.5 years. I'll be going to my 4th year starting next September. Pretty much played Division I football. Done a lot of things. We'll get into that later, but that's pretty much basis of who I am and kind of where I came from.
Hello.
Darian, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm Darian Scribbs as my full name, but I'm 26. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, East Side to be exact, and I got my bachelor's with Spanish and criminal justice, and I have a master's in public administration with a focus in economics, and I own my own business providing services for kids and juvenile in the juvenile system, and it's tailored integration family services. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have 2 dogs, so yeah, that's pretty much all of me.
All right, Quintaz.
My child woke up.
It's no problem at all. You need to go tend to her, bro. We can keep going for interview. You can hop back in.
I'll be like 10 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so we just kind of start more into. So what is exactly the title base for the career that you guys currently do? If you can kind of just go into more detail, like just the title behind it, the function of it, kind of just give a little bit so people would know like exactly what your job position is.
I can start off. As of right now, just to sum it all up, is basically what it is: an independent contractor for social work. Meaning, instead of going the additional or the ordinary route of going to like maybe work for DCS or CPS or anything of that nature, you kind of go out into your own self, which is like a 1099 sole proprietorship. For a lot of you guys out there in the professional world, a 1099 or a sole proprietor is someone who works for themselves. So technically, we have no boss as of right now. We basically subcontract, meaning we are through an agency. So basically, like an agency goes out and finds these different contracts for many different services that we offer. Once we get this contract, it's basically an agreement between you and this agency, also between the agency and DCS, or maybe CHIMS, which is an acronym for basically child services. You might also get a referral sometimes or a contract through probation or something like that. But like in shorter terms and lighter terms, it means you're just your own boss. In the social work, it's just the same social work, as someone else that works for DCS that may be a case manager, but just instead we went to be an independent route and do it on our own. So it's pretty much you're on your own, you're backing yourself. From far as titles that I have, I got a gang of them. I don't know. I can go through a few of them. So I'm a certified.
Go ahead, man. I said this is definitely here to promote y'all for being young, Black, successful men and what y'all already accomplished.
To start off, okay, so I got a certified. I'm certified in father engagement program. I'll give you a quick breakdown of each service that I do. So father engagement program is basically getting dads that have been coming out of incarceration. Maybe they're on drugs. Maybe they're having a rough time of life just in general. Basically getting these people to be productive citizens in the world, also take care of their children, and just be a productive father in his life. Like one thing we know about society is that without fathers, that our society doesn't work as good as it should, and it shouldn't function as well. On top of that, I'm also a certified visitation facilitator, meaning I can facilitate services to families that have been broken up by the system, meaning that somebody has to be there to monitor the parents while they have their parenting time. I'm a certified home-based caseworker for juveniles and adults.
All right, yeah, my man's a man of many hats, man.
Yeah.
You out here saving, you saving the world one kid at a time.
So on top of that, father said the home-based casework, meaning like it's essentially the same as the dad thing. It's just more broad. I can actually help out teenagers that might be on probation. I might be helping a mom that's going through rough times. That includes drug treatment classes, financials, budgets, basically everyday day-to-day life. You can call me basically a personal assistant to a lot of people out here. On top of that, I'm a certified tutor, certified mentor. Those are self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into much detail about those.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. I'm certified in CPR. I'm certified in
Yes, you know, I ain't gonna go into all of that, but you know, we got all of the same similar certifications, you know, under the same umbrella, working in the criminal justice system with juveniles and with DCS, and you know, just I took on the small business route just because I wanted to use tailored integration as more of an umbrella term for things I want to do. So one of my next things I want to do is real estate and do housing from like low income families, because that's one of the things I learned in school is real estate with economic development. So yeah, I've been looking into that, and I guess I just say everybody should start investing. You know, prepare for the future.
Okay.
A lot of us in our community don't really get around to it, and it should be a shame that it took us so long to really notice it when we could have been doing this since we were 16, 17 years old when we got our first job.
Right.
But so that's what I've mostly been spending my time on, working. You know, I've been working on looking into contracts to get with the state of Indiana. So hopefully soon when they come around, I can start actually hiring people and, you know, giving people a chance to work. And I would say another big thing, I've been saving up money. I had started a scholarship at Ball State when I was getting my master's, and it didn't work out well asking for money. So I just been saving my money the last 2 years, and you know I'm real close to getting an endowment, which is 10,000. And once that happens, the scholarship becomes permanent at Ball State. And I just think that was something important to me because, you know, it's for African Americans, you know, to go to a predominantly white school. And I
So you
feel like
created a scholarship for people that's and the students in the future going to Ball State. Is that what you're saying?
yes, for African American students going to predominantly white schools.
Wow.
Specifically Ball State, just because, you know, that's my alma mater.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah. I just hopefully that's you know, that can hinder a bridge of financial strain on Black families that, you know, I've had a lot of friends that I met my freshman year that, you know, they had the grades to return, but, you know, sophomore year they couldn't afford, you know, that next round of tuition. So, you know, they had to drop out. And that's very unfortunate. And as a country that we in, that, you know, you can't attend school based off money when you have the grades
All right.
to more than qualify. So, you know, hopefully one day, you know, as my success continues, I can bridge that gap for other, you know, Black kids just like me. You know, I didn't have nobody do it for me. And if I'm in a position to at least try, I might as well and see how far I get.
That's big, man. That's deep for real. I think a lot of people is going to really appreciate that, and you create a legacy, something that can continue to go on forever. That you can have kids and grandkids, and they can be proud about what you started and continue for with your family. So, just far as for with that, all because I'm 27 and all y'all younger than me, and y'all accomplished this much already. So, I just want to publicly say this, that y'all should be aware for how proud y'all should be of yourselves. Like that's actually something real big because y'all what 25 and under?
26.
26 and under.
26.
So yeah, y'all doing something that's like setting the code, setting the standards for y'all generations to come, and y'all only at 26 years old, and we got plenty more life to live ahead of us. So definitely recognize that. That's something big. So far as for with this career and stuff like that, is there a backstory for any of y'all that made y'all find this interest or to get into this? I mean, if anybody that
Hold on, Taz still got to introduce himself. He just got back.
okay, yeah, Quintaz,
Who are you, my guy?
Yeah. Tell us a little about yourself. You know, where you from, how you affiliated with us, and what's your job, what you do, your career right now.
Okay, well, Quintaz, Wright. I've been knowing Deshai, Scribs, also you, since high school. Played football with y'all too. New Scribs through LC. I'm a provider with Vantage Point. So I work with kids like I tutor, mentor, go to them and try to give them like positive, be a positive role model, give them like better options to choose in life and just try to get them on the right path. I grew up out east, went to Lawrence Central, went to a lot of IPS schools, one of the kids that moved around a lot, struggled a little bit. So, not that much about me. Went to school, graduated from Miliken University, went to Bowling Green, played D1 football as well in Division III. I was blessed to have a degree, first on my family to do it. And, that's really much about me, just a little gist right there.
Okay. So then, so with the career path that y'all chose, is there a backstory that led y'all to wanting to do this? Anybody to influence y'all personally, or this kind of something that y'all found on your own and just passed it along, or anything like that?
Y'all want to go first?
Yeah, I go first. I think it's a very crazy backstory for myself. A lot of people don't know this, but I was a very troubled teen growing up. Like I stayed into a lot of trouble. Not even teen. I can go back to middle school. I was in a lot of trouble. Just rough around the edges, man. I just had a lot of personal issues going on. Not to go too much into my backstory, but I just had a lot of self issues of growing up as a man and not having some of the most positive role models at all times. So like I know a lot of times it just conflicted me a lot, and I didn't know what I really wanted to do with my life. So just coming from that background, and one day I woke up like in high school, like I said, playing football, and once I think the thing that changed me and turned me around was that I finally got a chance to like one of my coaches set me down. This is like right after I got kind of kicked out the house. I got kicked out the house and stuff like that. And one of my coaches actually came where I was staying at. And he pulled me to the side and basically let me know that I could change my life by playing Division I football. And I didn't think I really had a shot at it at first because I never took football serious. Once I sat down for my first college coach and they really told me I had a chance to go, I ended up making it. I barely cleared. That's just to let y'all know, like, I barely cleared in high school. I even barely made clearinghouse. Like I almost missed it. I had to basically work hard my whole senior semester just to actually clear. I cleared it out. I got to Division I. Just by the way, just to show you how things changed. I went from having an average of a 2.0 in high school to, I graduated college with over a 3.1. Actually, like in my core classes, I had a 3.5. All around, I graduated like with 3.1 if you count on all the other stuff. But just that upbringing that I had, the rough upbringing, a lot of us grow from up out east, and then a lot of positive role models out there. You can find yourself real fast into some bad situations. So I always knew, like growing up, that I wanted to do something with juveniles and helping out and give back kids that was just like me and come from the place that I came from. So in doing so, when I finally got the opportunity to help back, that's the first thing I did. And then the first thing I actually did, that's what I said, the backstory is so funny, is I introduced both these gentlemen. You can ask them, like, they basically got into this field for me introducing them to what I was doing. They each was on doing their own thing, and they was going down a different career in life. But I feel like they were fit. I feel like they had the education, they had the story, they had the background, and they had the dedication and heart to actually do this job. A lot of people think about education when it comes to this job. It's really not. It's really about having a passion. You have to be passionate about helping. You have to have the heart to help. A lot of us don't have really the heart to help people and give back because you always won't be rewarded, you know.
Right.
Think that, for instance, as an independent contractor, just for people out there, you know, everybody think, okay, you can make a lot of money. But just as well you make a lot of money, you can make a small amount of money. You know, it's very fluctuating. It goes up and down every month. You never know what month you might be up, what month you might be down. But I think the greatest reward in this job is seeing the people that you help. So that's why I don't really focus too much on the income as much as what I'm doing for people. So
Right. Right.
that's
Okay.
pretty much that's kind of like my backstory getting to. I know there's a little bit different, but like I said, that's kind of how we all talked in this together.
Yeah, well, you know, I recall a lot of bad moments with Deshai growing up because I've been knowing him since we was like 11. But yeah,
Yeah.
those stories we won't talk about no more because you know we just matured and grew past those. But really, just growing up, you know, not having role models. My mama went to jail when I was like 6, so I was always in the system having to visit her and go through those little programs. And so you know, you just get in trouble a lot. You don't have positive role models, and then you know you weather the storm. You kind of figure out your own way through it, and you figure it out. And then you know once you make it out, it's you try to help others now. Like you try to be what you wanted, and you know you try to be what you was looking for, what you desire. You wanted a positive role model, and now you can be one. Why not be one? Why not do something that somebody may look up to you for it, or you know put yourself in a position where you can help others, or you feel me? You feel me? Like so,
Mhm.
those are things that you know we try to do now growing up from our background, you know, because we ain't have it. So you know we try to provide it for others, and then you know just getting into school, that was a tough one, man. You know, I didn't even know about the SAT to the last semester, senior
I'm,
year, because I had just got back from when I got expelled from LC, and I took it the last day they had it open for 2013 fall semester. And I did pretty well, and Ball State accepted me, and I got an academic scholarship to go there. So that was really the only way I could afford it, and I just stuck with it. And you know, after those first 4, I just did another 2 to, you know, get my master's. And you know, Deshai told me about this job when I was working for the Department of Homeland Security at the airport. And you know, I like being with the federal government. It came with good benefits. And then he told me about this opportunity when I had already did similar work, getting my master's, working for this juvenile rehab center that had dealt with kids with mental disorders called a Youth Opportunity Center in Muncie. Uh, that's where I had my master's at. That's where I did my master's thesis and program at with child development and working with kids. So I had already had a little experience, and he told me about it. And I was like, man, I really love working with kids, and you know, really like helping them. You know, this is a prime time in their life to really have somebody to, you know, show them something different. Like, you know, sometimes I wonder when I was 13, 14, being bad, if somebody would have told me something I know now, because they already had that experience growing up.
Mhm.
Like, you know, if I had, like now that I hang around these 13 and 14-year-olds, I'm telling them the stuff I know now that somebody could have told me if I would have met somebody at their age, at my age I am today. But you know, because I didn't have that, I had to start late. So now I can help people in similar positions as me get a head start. So that's why I chose to get out of the federal government and go work with kids. Because you know, that's just gonna make a lot more people better, you know, helping people start off at an earlier age.
You making a difference.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I said, Deshai introduced me to it. I just graduated, just got back. I was still trying to play football, trying to figure stuff out. He was like, "Yeah, bro, I work with kids, and you feel like it's a good feeling behind it. Like I done touched a few of these kids, and you know, we got some of the same background. Like me and Skriz, like my dad went to jail when I was 6, so I ain't grew up with no male role model. So a lot of stuff I learned on my own. I ain't had nobody like I had my grandma and them, but they women. Feel me? Like they not coming from a man's perspective. So a lot of stuff I'm learning just on my own, and we just learning with each other, like through school. So the biggest thing with me with this job was I've touched a lot of kids. A lot of kids touched me as well. They the future, and we gotta realize that. And a lot of us ain't had nobody in our ear telling us like, "Don't do this, don't do that." So we did it just because we both growing with each other. We think it's okay. So by me getting into this field, I didn't really think, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really think that this would be like type of job I'd take in life. Like I didn't know like this type of job that I'd be doing. But as I talk to these kids, I'm like, I went through the same thing I went through from not having fathers or not having nobody in your corner, and having the biggest thing with me, I feel like a lot of them need somebody to believe in them. Cause a lot of them lost hope in them from getting in trouble a lot of times and making wrong decisions, and they get counted out, and they get discouraged. So I feel like sometimes from us being in their corner and giving them a little motivation, that makes them do a little better. Like I've had a few kids actually like call me on the regular, like through the week, like, yeah, I did my homework today, like motivation for somebody to talk to them. So it's like you said, like Deshai said about the money fluctuation. To me, I don't even care about that, bro. It's like having a heart of having a kid. Like me and Deshai talk every day. We talk daily about kids, life, everything. We talk daily about this every day. And I call him like, hey, bro, man, one of my kids did this, one of my kids did that. He said, my kids did this. It's like, we just talk about like how we see them grow, or I call Scribs like, man, bro, I done went through this. He's like, yeah, I done knew that before too. Just seeing them get better and seeing them make better choices is a big feeling. But sometimes you can't get through it all, feel me? So the biggest thing you try to do is get to one and try to show them a better opportunity. It's more than just what you have in life when you grow up at. Like some are in bad environments, so some just adapt to it. So it's hard. So the biggest thing I try to do is like try to take them somewhere, talk to them, and just give them my phone call just to talk to me. Like some I tutor a lot, but I tell them, well, you can just call me and just vent to me about how life is going. Because when I was 6 years old, my dad was in jail for like 8-9 years. My granddad died when I was like 9. So I didn't have no male role model to go to and teach me how to do certain things. Like my uncles and them was involved in things I couldn't pick up. That wasn't gonna be like, yeah, do this. So I know a lot of them had that same background as me. And I was able to go to college and graduate. Like he said, like Jay said, well, for my athletic ability, I went to school. I couldn't pay for that. Like that's something I couldn't do out of pocket. Like we don't have $5,000 a semester, $4,000 a semester to pay for that. Like, can nobody do that? So if it weren't for me being athletic and God bless me with that talent, I don't think I went to school. So like I said, me going to school and going through that, and by the grace of God, like Deshai said, me graduating school, I graduated with a low GPA. So I had to struggle through college, but I graduated college like almost like with a 3.0. I didn't know I can do that, but I applied myself. And I feel like a lot of times with the kids I work with, I tell them you got to just try. A lot of them don't try. Like they just give up on themselves and they feel down on themselves. So the biggest thing on me is being a motivator and giving them somebody to believe in and let them know I'm in their corner and that they can always trust me. So sometimes kids need that, and a lot of kids don't have that at home. So that's big with me with this job. Like I love just being able to give somebody some hope and let them know that they got somebody in their corner. I don't know from a can of paint, but I'm coming in like I do know you and giving you all the faith in you so that you keep going.
All right. So how many years have y'all been doing this? Because I know y'all each probably started at different times. And Deshai, I think you started first, as you said. So what's the time frame on that?
I think I'll date back my initial first job. Let me think now. I think I graduated college in 2017. Before I got into this field, I was doing some other little stuff, just trying to figure it out. So I got my first job in this field actually 2017. I don't know if I can say the name or not. I don't think it'll matter though. But I started my first job ever was at a residential center named Bachelors Level Services. I got a job there. I was working as like a little staff member on this. It was an elite unit that had just created the unit. It probably been open for like a year. It's called SAT, which is stabilizing. And it's SAT stands for stabilizing and transitioning unit. So basically what this unit was a 45-day diagnostic unit that brings a lot of kids in with mental disabilities. Some had physical disabilities. Some had behavioral challenges. Some of them was opposition defiant. Some of them was sexually maladaptive. Some of them, anything you can think of in the world, I pretty much seen it. So when I'm in this job and I'm in this field, I'm brand new. So I'm getting my mind blown because what we don't present in society is that kids actually have a lot of trauma. And to be honest with you, I think at this point of age and right now in where society is, kids are getting a lot more trauma than adults. There's a lot more kids being traumatized, but there's not a lot more help for these children. So what happens is we always want to know what's going on with society and why they always blame society, say, oh, these kids are just wild or wrong. Okay, what do you do for these kids that have so much trauma when there's not enough help for these kids? So I get into this job in 2017. I get a culture shock. I get mind blown. I'm not understanding what's going on. I meet a guy, one of my best friends to this date. His name is Justin Childs. He used to play professional basketball overseas. I meet this dude. I'm working with him. We worked for about a year together. he stumbles upon an opportunity to do independent contracting with the agency that we all work for. I'm gonna give him a shout out, Vantage Point Child Family Services. A guy named Dwayne Moment, another lady named Tiffany McClyde, there's some other people. There's like 5 of them all together. I want to say they're like owners. They started an organization to basically go out in the community. Now, their goal was to reach these children before, because the ultimate goal is when you're working in this field, you want to keep the child from ever reaching residential. Residential is like the last come resort. That's basically where the child is proven that they can't be at home, they're unsafe, they can't be managed at home, parents are exhausted, the schools are exhausted, everybody, the community in whole is just basically tired. They can't deal with these children no more. So in doing so, and it's actually Black owned, by the way, too. So these young, I won't call them young, but these intelligent Black people created a program and an agency where they can be an outreach program to stop these children from ever making a residential. So basically what you do is we're offering services that you usually get in residential, but just in the community. This is all 2017. So I probably get the opportunity about 2018 to finally go into the independent contracting field. I get into the field. And like I said, basically my experiences went from 2017 to 2021. So at this point, like I said, I'm moving on now to my 4th year. About 4 years in, I honestly don't see me ever really giving this job up. I might scale back some just because I have a lot of investments and a lot of other ideas I got going on. It's going to take a lot more dedication, but I would never probably get this job up, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been doing it for 4 years straight now, like nonstop. That's what I've been in several different agencies. I've done every service that you can do. There's not a service that I can't do when it comes to this field. It's just one of those things that I probably won't ever give up. But that's my story for experience wise.
I got you. Scribs, how many years of experience you got?
Can't hear you. Mute.
You muted, Scribs.
My fault. My dogs, man, they got the barking, man. Ghosts is crazy sometimes. But, you know, I got 6 years, but I want to say, Deshai, man, you kind of long-winded, man. Boy, you can give a sermon real quick, man. It's stuff, boy. Hey, boy, you be dropping real knowledge, boy, every time, boy. But nah, I got 6 years, and it was really the same. When I started at the Youth Opportunity Center, I was in the task unit called the Treatment for Adolescents and Secure Care. Man, my very first day at work, I was mind blown by a kid that got mad, and he like pooped in a cup and started throwing it at his little pod cell. And I was like, whoa, why would a kid, what's going on? Why a kid doing that? And they were just like, he got this attention seeking disorder where if you don't pay him attention, he start going crazy. And I was like, so that's what happened when he go crazy? Like I was baffled, speechless. I can't even describe the word. The first day at work, it was an 8-hour shift from 2 to 10. And this was at like 4 o'clock. And I was like, I got 6 more hours of anything like this happening with 30 different residents. Like, why? I didn't think I could work in that unit. But honestly, just over time, I just fell in love with working with like kids with all those type of disorders and really, you know, trying to make a difference and, you know, really learning their tics and observing them and just working there, you know, I gained a lot of like lifetime certificates, you know, in psychology and observing and interacting with people. And, you know, it was just a great experience that, you know, and then I also just fell in love with working with kids, like, you know, really helping someone. And then also, you know, it was my platform to start being a role model and a mentor for others working there. And that's when I was 20. And then, you know, I just stayed there. I did my master's there. So my time just grew as I stayed there and I worked and I had my internship there as well. So it was just like, so that started at 20. And then, you know, I did about a year with the federal government. And then Deshai told me about, you know, starting off as an independent contractor. And then, you know, I just always wanted to, I learned to operate my own business. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I took the business route, and it, you know, it's been lucrative. You know, I've been able to have other clients besides the ones that Vantage Point gives me, and you know, I just try to put the work in, and you know, now I'm just focused more on, you know, other incomes. You know, really stocks. You know, trading. You know, different incomes. You know, real estate. You know, getting involved, and you know, how to expand my business and moving forward, because you know I don't want to work forever, and I don't want to work for someone but I'd rather be able to put myself in a position where someone can work for me and then I don't have to work,
I got you.
I want to have my own business. So they give me a platform, but sometimes you got to create your own.
All right. Quintaz, how many years you been doing this?
Well, I've been with Vantage Point for 7 months, but my very first time like getting involved with this, probably back in college. I had volunteer coaching at local high school, and I also was mentoring in school as well, like an edge mentor.
Okay.
So what I did was like, I had like 13 kids, and I met them all over summertime, and it was all freshmen, and they all came to me. I had study halls, met their families, set up classes with them, tutored them, stuff like that. So I say about a good from there, about 3 years now, but like being involved with kids. And that's a spot right there that made me like, hey, I could like this because the kids got like close to me and started talking to me more. So probably back since then, like probably about like 2018, 2019 is when I really started working with kids, being a mentor at school. Like I said, it was big for them as freshmen in college because as we all know, freshman year of college can be crazy. We never had nobody go to school. So we're coming in blind to it about getting books and waking up on time, go to your own classes and make sure the papers is done and turning in homework, and nobody's holding your hand in college. Like your grandma, your mama not waking you up to say, hey, get up and go catch that bus or get up to go to class. You feel me? So the main thing what I try to teach to them was like, when you get to school, you're now grown basically. So like a lot of kids had failed out because they didn't have no big mentors or no tutors that could help them with that. So I know a lot of people as well, a lot of kids as well that was 17 years old and didn't know how to handle school because they wasn't used to having nobody to help them. So when I had like my 13 to 15 kids, I made sure I did my best with them as all to make sure I check their grades. A lot of them play sports, so I can easily check their grades, check grades with them, check in with them, talk to them, and help make better decisions. So that opened the door for me as well. Then when I got back from graduating, was around Deshai. Deshai was telling me about it, doing a little bit about it. His script, started doing more about it, so talking to me about it, and that's when I started getting more into it. And that's when I started being here for 7 months now. And honestly, one of the best jobs I ever had in my life. Like Deshai said as well, like I don't think I ever stop doing this. Like I'll probably like cut back a little. I feel like a different field to get deeper, like myself, like own business, like scripts and like doing my own thing. But being around these kids and actually just still around it, somehow I live the rest of my life.
I got you. So is there a certain age that you have to is there a certain age you need to be before you can start doing what you guys do, like as a job, working for your company?
Is it 18? You gotta be at least 21 because
To go
21.
residential, like to take the path that I took, say if you want to go residential first, and I will actually recommend that anybody that wants to get in a job, if you really want to do it, is go work at a residential first. Either do your local
learn the kids first, learn the behaviors and learn
like,
the trainings to like be able to deal with them because if
you
you
don't
don't
want to
if you don't know how to interact with them and you're not experienced them in a controlled environment, you're not going to be able to be a private contractor and own your own business working for them and like more freedom in the public environment, because that you work with them, and if you can't handle them in a controlled environment, you're not going to be able to build that rapport in the public environment, and then that's just going to bring your reputation down as a contractor, your name as a business when you
live
don't know
off
how
it.
to interact with a child.
Yeah,
So it's
but
best to do residential.
that's great. But yeah, to answer your question, you need to be 18 to initially get your feet wet. Yeah, you gotta be 18 of age.
Okay.
And
Okay.
to be a contractor, don't you got to be 21?
Yeah, Mike, to be a contractor, they're gonna want you to have a little bit more age on you because it's just what comes with more responsibility. They want you to just be a little bit more aged and have a little bit more experience underneath your belt.
That's
Yeah,
understandable.
but besides the age, the way it work is, based off your qualifications and what you
Yeah.
bring to the table, because that builds your opportunities on what type of cases and referrals you can take and create these programs and certain provide these services for these different clients because everything's different. Like they all have totally every single case they two have that they work are totally different from all the cases I have.
Right.
Like I have a case that I have to create an English program for an entire African family that was from Swahili that can't speak English, so that's a problem for them. So they're in the DCS system because they don't know any English. So I have to work with them to help them learn English. So every case is different,
And speaking on language, how many languages can you speak?
Oh, dos. Yo hablo español también. Porque, amigo.
I just wanted to give a shout out to how fluently bilingual you are. So,
Man, gracias. I still work on it. I practice every day, but practice makes perfect.
I hear you.
Always try to work
Yeah, I definitely want to be on that level because as I'm currently learning sign language right now. So, definitely props to you. So,
Man, while we on that topic though, I would suggest, if anybody want to learn a language, definitely change your phone to that language. Most people are always on their phone. You get used to it, the settings, the time, all that. And then you got apps, Duolingo, try Duolingo. And then, if you watch Netflix, start off with the subtitles in Spanish, see the words, and then, flip it, and then, hear the words and then see the English and then, work on those type of things. But, studies have shown that, don't be discouraged by age to learn a language because you can learn a language at any age. Yeah, as a baby, you can learn 5 languages before you 8, but you shouldn't be discouraged to learn a language just because it may be a little harder because you definitely still can at any age.
okay.
So it's never too late. They got Duolingo. That's an app with all languages. Take you from the very first lesson of the language all the way to advanced, and it works really well. It's one of the reasons I've gained so much fluency because I don't have any friends that speak Spanish. I only speak Spanish mostly at work. I have a Spanish bar up the street. I go there from time to time and just listen for my listening translation. And yeah, you just got to immerse yourself. English is the one of the hardest language. You can learn English, you can learn any language. You just got to practice.
All right. So, with COVID and everything going on, has it really affected what you guys do? And if it has, like, can you give me an example for negative or positive how COVID has transpired with your company and so forth? Whoever want to answer, it don't matter.
I can start it off. It don't really make a difference. But me, as right now, I work for dual agencies. Like I said, one's a contractor, one's a more employer type of situation. I can say from both standpoints. There's some negative things that happened. There was a time period where some people did have to go through reduced hours, but it just, I won't even say really reduced. You just had to become creative. It made you become a lot more creative in how you approach things, how you work with clients. It's more virtual, Zoom based. Me personally, I'm not a real tech savvy person, but when COVID hit, I definitely became, I got on my grind and I started figuring out how to work certain apps, certain little tools on computers better. Um, Honestly, like I said, it just really got you to a point that you just was more organized based. I think with COVID, it made you get real more prioritized. I cracked down on calendars and schedules. So that would be some of the positive things I can say, some of the positive insight that came from COVID. It was fine tuning for me. It set me down and made me really map out and organize my day-to-day schedules a lot better than I ever have. Negative wise, yeah, I can say, think about this. Our job is based on face-to-face interactions mostly. Like everything you're gonna do in this field is gonna be face-to-face. So when we went on the 30-day lockdown, not even 30-day lockdown, 3 months lockdown, of course it was brand new to the world. So a lot of guidelines got set in place. A lot of different things happened. They scared a lot of clients. A lot of clients didn't want to meet face-to-face. And like I said, our job is solely based off that face-to-face. So if you can't do that, you honestly can't really make a living, not a comfortable one at that point. Now, there are ways around them, like I said, as far as Zoom, but the things about a lot of the internet things that we had to deal with is that maybe on a day-to-day, one client, you might get 3 to 4 hours, depending on what service you offer. I mean, some services you can get up to 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day. But just for one particular client, for more of the higher paying services, you might only be able to see that person for 4 hours. But now you get on the computer, a lot of our clients are younger. Like I said, I deal with adults as well, but some of these adults have mental challenges. They can't get on the computer and conversate and actually be productive for 3 or 4 hours. It's just not going to happen. You're going to get on maybe 2 hours. Another thing I want to tell you about people that want to get in this field, if you can't face-to-face meet with these people, or you can't get it approved by a case manager or something to do Zoom, you don't get paid in this job. There's no such thing as PTO. There's no PTO in this field. So as an independent contractor in 1099, anybody wants to be self-employed, let me give you a quick fact. if you don't work, if you don't get up, you don't get paid. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Until you can like expand on your own or be able to afford to, hire someone to work for you, you gotta it's like it's like if you got your own store, you doing something, you gotta be there to open the store and for customers to come in. So, you gotta be good at interacting with people to, keep them happy, keep them coming. And then you gotta get up and be there until you can afford to have a clerk attendant be there from 9 to 5, and you can go open another store and work at that one. You got to wake up at whatever time your first customer say they want to be there. That's the time you got to get up. That's how you should look at being a business owner. Until you can break the shackles and, hire somebody else and, grow and expand, you got to get up.
Okay.
it's very cliche. Like I say, a lot of people call it cliche, and they have the term to label it. You are trading time for dollars. When you get into this field of being self-employed and you want to have a 1099 and you want to be a sole proprietor, I would just tell anybody that wants to do this, get ready to trade time for dollars, because that's just what this business is. That's the horror story. That's the rough part about it. If anybody really follows me around, they see every day, like I'm always motivating people and getting people up. It ain't just because I want to every day, but I have kids. You feel me? If I don't get up and go to work, my kids don't eat that day, or my kids, something gets taken away from my family and my situation. So I tell people, yes, I do love my job. I do love everything I do, but it is very self-motivating. If you don't have the drive to get yourself up every day, you're not gonna lifetime. You're not gonna make the living, or you're not gonna live the
Yeah.
life that you live in this field. So
Yeah, because every day ain't sweet. I'll tell you that. We deal with a rough population of kids that it's not like we had breakthroughs and these miracle moments overnight in the first week or month. Like, we dealing with the same kids for 3 to 6 months.
So what's y'all schedule like? Like on a normal day? Is it the same or does it vary throughout the week?
Varies every day.
It really depends on cause with me it vary a lot because some of my kids got dual schedules. So some be at school inside classroom on Tuesdays, some be at home on Tuesdays, some might be at home on Wednesdays. Like, it vary a lot. I mean, you probably have your set hours of 8 hours a day, but you might have it differently. Some days might go from 8 to 7. Some days might go from 8 to 6. Some might go from 8 to 8, 9 to 9. It depends on how you do it. It depends on how honestly, it depends on how their schedule is, from how the client, because they might have school, or they might have to meet like a therapist, or they might have to meet like a case manager. So like, you got to figure out, all right, they free at this time, he's free at this time. You got to have a schedule. You got to write it out. So you might have some set days, but a lot of times you might have a whole week that's just way different.
Yeah, every Monday to Sunday, every day is different. You work when you want. It's just like owning your own business. You can go to the store whenever you want, open it up, open shop. Monday to Thursday for 4 hours, or you can do it Monday to Sunday for 10 hours each day. You are, but feel like Shay said, you trading your you trading your time for dollars because it's only you there. That's one of the biggest negatives when you weather the storm with this type of job. Like, when you got to be there face to face, you got to make sure that certain variables stay where that situation can continue to happen. Because with COVID, the face to face wasn't easy. We had to figure it out. We had to, we went down and had to figure out how we was going to, weather the storm with COVID. So it didn't, really hurt us as bad as, what it could have been. So, that was one of the hard things, with COVID. You had to sit down and really focus.
need to get creative.
Figure out how you was going to be able to work.
And like I said, to piggyback off them, like I said, they predominantly work with children. I work with children and adults. So a lot of my schedules is kind of based around different variables. Some days I might have a Monday or Tuesday that's more focused on heavy working with kids those couple of days. So it's more about me waiting for these kids to get out of school, or sometimes I might hit the kid before school. Working with adults, me being in this field for a while now, I can say working with adults is a lot harder. They have a lot more excuses. That's another thing you have to worry about. Like you said with COVID, what did COVID change? Well, okay, let's just be honest. This population that we work in, especially me working with adults, I have, a lot of adults who might be on it, they might have drug substance abuse problems. They might have mental problems. So a lot of times they're always looking for a way out of something, you know what I mean? And then they cancel on you a lot. You might get a cancel. So particular COVID hits, right? And let's say in my field, and the state guideline says if someone feels sick or somebody says, "Oh, I have a cough today," they automatically is what? They have to quarantine. Somebody hit you with one of these excuses, you might get out of work for 10 days with that client. Why? They might not be sick, but if they just tell me they got a cough, I got to report it. I got to note it. That's 10 days and I can't see that person. That's 10 days I can't bill for that person. That's 10 days I don't make no money from that person. So these are some of the things that you got to think about before you get in this field, especially dealing with COVID. Now, there are ways around it, but at the same time, these are the things that we go through. You know, every job has their hard things to deal with. They have their disadvantages. This was just our disadvantage. But to note and to finish off that conversation, schedules will fluctuate. Every day is a different day. You wake up, you better just smile and hope that, you know, things go your way that day.
Okay. So, far as you know, other people besides y'all three for in this career field, do you know anybody that's further along than you, and you can kind of see like where this career has taken them as far as on the success route? If that's something that you're striving to do, or are you kind of pioneering your journey like blindly, and you're learning everything kind of basically on your own? You know what I mean? Some things when you start something new, you don't have anybody really to follow or you see where you might be headed to. So is there anybody out there that y'all see like that?
The company we work for, they have an owner, but I mean it's not really as direct. So you know, it's not really like we got a personal friend or you know someone in our village doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, not on that, I'm not to cut you off quick. So when Derry and Taz came along, they came along at a different point in the agency. They came when it was more established and it was more run like a more organization company. When I came along, it was more of a family-based thing. So like initially, did I get into it having personal relationships? No, but I built a lot of personal relationships throughout my time, throughout that agency, throughout other agencies. Like I met a lot of people. Like I met, for example, the owner of that company, Dwayne Moment. He's been in his career. He's been in this field for over 20-something years, 25 years. They haven't got the chance to really communicate with him as much because he's basically stepped down from his role of being more upfront. He's more on the back lines now. He has a lot of people in place that handles his day-to-day organization, his daily routine. So they didn't get the chance to meet him like I have. I've built a personal relationship that I used to be able to call him. Him and my one of my best friends, Justin, when he used to work with us, he used to sit us down every week and take us to breakfast. You know, he was teaching us the ins and out of the business. You know, everything I need to know as far as communications, communicating, having relationships with people, how to talk, how to present myself in more of an organizational and professional way. I think I've tried to take on the role for these guys personally. I try to take on that role to kind of show them the ropes, just for some fact. A lot of the guys that I had that helped me out, they've kind of stepping back. They've took a step back. COVID also has made it hard to see a lot of face-to-face people because we used to do a lot of like in-person activities and agency things that we don't do anymore now. So like these guys haven't got that chance. But yes, I have a lot of lessons. Like I said, this job is so weird. I used to work for actually contract. I worked for like the Noblesville, so I got to meet the Noblesville superintendent of basically of challenged children. So like I met the head person of their department of children with needs, basically. So like their special ed department. I met the owner of that, well, not the owner, but like the person who runs it. So I have those relationships. I still have those people. I used to work for a lady who actually owns her own tutoring school and service in Indianapolis. It's Black owned. She's not from here. She owns actually two of them to be exact. I met people like her. She owns two of her own schools. I don't think a lot of people have met people like that, but this lady actually owns two of her own schools and have over, 50-something kids enrolled at all times. She's graduated over 1,000-something kids in the last couple of years. I met those type of people. I pretty much ran into all the people. I worked with organizations and residentials all the way up to Marion, down to Bloomington, down to Martinsville. I got a lot of personal relationships with these people. So it's just about the more you branch off. I still got these guys coming up underneath the ranks of me, but they're going to get their relationships they need. Like I said, right now, COVID has kind of hindered a lot of that. So that's why I kind of took the role and making sure I call them every day and trying to answer anything I can and show them the way I want them to go. As far as, where I want to go with this field, I would say Dwayne Moe was like one of the biggest guys that I can kind of like mold myself in a pattern after. Might not do the same exact things he's done, but he's a good role model for that one. Oh, I also met the CEO of Daymar Services, which is also the head clinician of like every child that goes through juvenile department. He does the psychoanalysis. A guy named Jim Dalton. These are a couple of guys people can look up. He basically runs anything that has to do with like psychological assessments for any Indianapolis juvenile or Indiana juvenile period. He runs that whole program. So I met a lot of people. So you will meet people. COVID just happened to restrict a lot of that.
Mm. Okay. So from me learning a little bit through this interview with y'all, some common traits that people who want to follow after y'all should probably sounds like have some responsibility about themselves, that they can take some self-ownership, being able to be responsible, getting up in the mornings, or even throughout the day of making sure that they are taking care of their business and showing up on time, being professional, because they are interacting, working with people, and they are self-representing their brand or company for however they're taking as far as their independent contractor and so forth. But also they will need patience as far as for the people who they're working with, as far as if it's a kid that's a troubled youth or even as an adult. Those kind of like some of the basic common traits that you think somebody would need to be successful for what y'all do.
Definitely, because you're gonna come across some parents and families as well that you might have issues with, or not issues with, but you're gonna see like, all right, I see why it's tough. Because some kids might go through. You're gonna get some kids that act certain ways. Like I had an incident where I called Deshai. He probably never forget it. I called him. I said, bro, I just came to this kid's house. He just walked out.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
I called him too. I come and sit on the couch. He tells his mom, like, I'm not doing it, and just leave. He did it for 3 days in a row. You gotta be able to get ready for stuff like that. You gotta get ready for some parents don't want to answer the phone, or they don't answer the door, or you come, or they busy, or stuff. It's a lot you gotta be able to deal with. So you gotta have a lot of self-control, a lot of responsibility. You gotta be able to deal with people. If you can't deal with people, with this job, it's not for you. Because you gotta meet all kind of people. You gotta meet from different races, from everything. You gotta be able to professional to all kind of people. And if you can't do that,
so we had to deal with all that compounded with during COVID. We had to try to do it online now. Like now we trying to deal with those same kids that don't want to do homework, but instead of being face to face and maybe talking with them and talking through the situation and being there for them, now we face to face like this, trying to help them do homework or go through these treatments to help them. So that was why it became a struggle. And those are also part of you got to be patient, you got to be understanding. 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have more issues with the parents before you have issues with the kids, because if you have an issue with the kid, 9 times out of 10 it's because something the parents did or something they not supposed to be doing. So now the kid doing whatever. So now you got a problem with everyone. So then you got to figure that out and adjust to those situations.
Right. Okay. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying patience is a virtue in this job. Like patience will save you. I will put that. There will be so many situations. It's just you can't do nothing but have patience with it, because you're not. Yeah. Every day is not going to be a win.
You don't really need no other quality, like besides the little qualities to get the job. If you come in with a happy heart and just be patient, you can have like a future in it, because like that's really all it is, patience. Like eventually they will listen. Like everything's eventually it's something will sink in. Eventually they're gonna do something and have that moment where they like, man, he just said that I shouldn't be doing that, or I should be doing something different. And then eventually he has that moment where I should have been listening. Eventually they want to do their homework again. Eventually they want to go out and participate and do these social activities, and had these positive interactions. So everything's like, all right, Monday he don't want to do it, but eventually they will. And you just got to be patient for it.
I give you 4 traits to have. You want to come into this job. You have to be kind-hearted. You got to have patience. You have to be persistent, and just be determined. If you can come with all those things, I don't see no reason why you can't thrive in this field. But you can't have just 3. You can't just have 2.
You gotta have all 4 pillars of the square. I'm trying to tell you, one without the other, you're not gonna be successful at all. Because if you're missing one, you don't have enough to keep going. Like persistence, determined, all those. You need patience. You need all those. If you ain't patient, you ain't gonna be determined. If you ain't determined, you ain't gonna be persistent. If you ain't kind-hearted, you're not gonna be able to do it, because you know the first kid you meet that's bad, you're not gonna have a heart for it. You're not gonna understand him. You're not gonna have the compassion. You're just not gonna want to deal with the situation you're gonna get put in unless you got all four. That's the only way.
And they can tell you too, like, this job is like playing Uno. You gonna wake up, you don't know what kind of hand you gonna have. You gonna
Every day. I swear.
You gonna go
Like,
to a kid. You gonna go to a kid yesterday. He was amazing. He did his work. Y'all was cool. He did good. You gonna come back the next day. He don't want to talk. He's throwing a laptop. He can't charge it up. Now he can't find a charger. Now he's sick. He gonna go upstairs to the bathroom for 25 minutes. They gonna be trying. I tell you, gonna see a lot of stuff
every day. You know, but that, you know, that gives us better skills at life. You know, that helps us adjust to all different attitudes and behaviors. Like that gives us more experience than we really think about every day, because these same attitude and behaviors can be displayed by anyone, but just in a different manner. And you really have to adjust, because every day it's not like you know what's gonna happen. You know, you just prepare and you mentally prepare for it in the moment. Like as soon as it happened, we just initially react to, all right, this is how we respond to this behavior. These are life skills that, you know, working here has taught us over time, that like, so this is how we gonna get through, you know, this kid is acting this way. This is how it's gonna work. Like we gonna have to take a different approach to, you know, get this kid to understand, because you know they still developing. So you know, today mental, when they think something right and it's wrong, they really think it's right. So you gotta have that talk to, you know, try to get through to them that, like, you know, what you're doing is wrong, and this is how it could be right if you just, you know, try a little different approach to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with this next question, it's kind of a long and open-ended, so y'all answer ain't gotta be as long as for what the question is, but it's just different parts for how you can look at it to answer it. So basically, because we are so young and the background for where we come from, that people don't necessarily know when they're going to retire, if they are going to be able to retire, or if they're dependent on government assistance for when they retire. Have y'all, because we're so successful right now for what we're doing, have y'all thought about and already started preparing for retiring? Or, and, you know, and did somebody teach y'all, or did y'all have to find out about retiring on your own?
I didn't find out. Honestly, I didn't find out about retirement until I was 21 in finance 110 class at Ball State University.
I knew about retirement because of my grandma. So, you know, she worked at the hospital for a little minute, you know, with documents and all that. But so I know with this job, ain't no 401k, so you better have a retirement plan coming up soon. So definitely, you can make one. You know, you can make your retirement plan.
You know, when you're a contractor, you're your own business. You make everything yourself. You know,
yeah. So
work for.
Ain't no like my grandma, you know, she goes to work and get 401k and get retirement, all that stuff like that. So I knew about it from her, but like I never really thought about it for myself. Like saying, like, all right, maybe me and Deshai, we have talked about like other avenues to take as well, like to start other things. Like, you know, we can do this as well with this. So we all have thought about like other things to lead to that retirement plan one day. Like I said, you know, we are 26, 27, but no, tomorrow's not promised. So and nothing's guaranteed. So thinking about it right now is always good. So don't think when you're 35 years old, like, well, I still got time, and you ain't got the plan yet, and you're still trying to scrape up, trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know,
for me to answer, how did I feel about retirement? Actually, yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody I knew retired, they retired to a federal penitentiary, but no experience about retirement. But I did learn. So in my endeavor, like I said, luckily I was blessed financially, and I came into a lot of wealth kind of younger, at a younger age than a lot of people. And luckily I just had my head on screw right. I had a few people in my ear. And what I did, the greatest thing I ever did was I paid for a financial 3-day course. Me and my best friends, he's no longer in this field, but we split. I think it was like $1,800. We split it like $900 a piece, and for 3 days straight, you know, we got crammed in with everything from credit to open credit lines to 401ks to IRAs. You name it, I know it. You know, at this point, like I said, a lot of people who follow me know that I share these gems every day. You know, every day I'm calling somebody, I'm telling somebody something new, I'm teaching, I'm preaching. Yeah, a lot of people be funny because they say, well, I talk a lot, and I'm long-winded for a reason. There's a lot of education that come behind what I'm doing these days. For instance, right now, as of now, I've now set up it's called the SCP IRA, which is solely based for contractors. And what it is, it gives you more high-end contribution that you can put into an IRA for a lot of people who don't know about 401ks and IRAs. At the base minimum, when you work for an employer, you only can put $6,000 in a year, which that caps you at a certain amount. Now, you ask me why they do that. It's because they don't want people getting rich fast, and they don't want you getting that retirement too fast, because then you can't work for them. Why would you want to go to work? If your retirement fund looks nice already, you're not going to want to go to work, right? Like I said, it's all about reading and diversifying yourself. I ended up finding out that if you put an SCP IRA, you can contribute up to $55,000 a year. Now, $55,000 a year is a lot of money, but if you can get 10, imagine if you get 10. If you know anything about IRA or 401k, it compound interest. That money's going to fold for you. That money's going to do great things for you. So I'm saying that that's part of my financial plan. I've already gotten into real estate before. I've gotten into stocks. I've done these things. So yeah, I'm pretty much set on what I want to do for my retirement plan. But I will give anybody wants a suggestion, go read, man. Just not,
read.
That's what I learned for me was reading.
Yeah, read. You are the company you keep, man. You see how close, we all are. And like, these are like close friends we talk to 3-4 times a week. What he knows, I know. What I know, they know. So it's like, you keep like-minded people around you. You gonna naturally, organically, bounce ideas around. But like Deshai, he told me about it 3 days ago, and I'm setting up my IRA SEP right now. And guess what? I had a regular one at first, and then I didn't know about the contractor one for having my own business. So then I just switched it over, like, because of what he said. We in the same circle. He bounced the idea, and being like-minded people, we we go after it. We don't settle. I had one already, but I was like, hold on, there's another one, a better opportunity. Why would I settle for one that I made? And I made I got the new one coming. I switched the new one over. So I'm taking the IRA SCP route as well.
All right. Okay. So this is just for each one of y'all. Just could you name me one thing? This is for y'all in general. What's the most challenging thing for you personally about your profession? Just one thing for each one of y'all.
I'll let them go first.
Got something, Taz?
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, probably it'd be the most challenging thing. I'm probably would have to be like, it depends on what kind of like family you get. I mean, I never really have like no real big issues yet. Only thing I have was probably like issue like with a kid, but it's because like they still growing. But I don't have a problem with getting up and going to work every day. I don't got a problem with going to try. I don't got a problem with going. I feel like this type of feel like if you have a problem like with working and being dedicated, it's gonna be hard for you. So I feel like only problems I feel like that we probably come across as a unit, because we don't got a problem with that. It'd be like a family or like a kid giving you an issue. Mm-hmm. So only problem I probably feel like I probably ever have is probably like with one of my clients, like a kid. That's really it.
Okay.
For me, when I switched over and I started taking the business pathway, getting the S Corp and all that, I think one of the biggest things was like being organization, like already being organized, and then learning that you can be more organized. Like sometimes you settle with a certain way and you think it's right, and then you realize you venture off into something bigger and greater. You take another level up, and you like, oh, I can definitely be more organized. There's a lot of things I didn't learn just by surpassing another level in life, that there's a whole nother little atmosphere of knowledge that I didn't even tap into, because I had to get to running my own business and learning more about all the different things to help my business, and tax write-offs, and doing my own taxes, and accounting. I knew it in school, but I ain't never done it before. So now I got to take on that responsibility and be organized about it. So I think that was the toughest thing, learning how to be more organized when you separate your business from your personal life.
I got you. Okay.
To piggyback off that, my toughest thing in this career so far definitely got to be taxes, man. I learned a valuable lesson.
Taxes, I'm telling you.
Taxes 2019. I'm gonna give y'all a horror story. we can say that I made close to 6 figures that year, but let's say I didn't map my money out too well, right? I'm a young dude. I think 2019-ish, I'm probably about 23, 22, I don't know. A lot of not sticking to my financial plan I created. Just getting off track, getting off base. Ended up owing Uncle Sam a lot, big chunk of that. I owe Uncle Sam a lot of money. Luckily and gracefully, I was able to get myself out of that. But to anybody getting into this business, taxes. Don't ever forget about them because they're not going away and they're coming for their money. Don't think it's a game. Don't think they're gonna play with you. They're gonna come get their bread. On top of that,
count, learn how
my
to add up expenses.
my second biggest challenge, to be honest with you, like I said when I mentioned it earlier, I said it as a joke, but it really is something serious. Trading time for dollars, man. I got 2 little girls now. I feel real bad because I work 7 days a week at this point. I work every day of the
Man,
week. And I miss a lot of time. I miss a lot of family time. I miss a lot of time with my kids.
every time we talk on the phone, you in the car. I just want to say, just
Yeah,
make
like
that be
that's
known.
true. If y'all
Every
know
time.
me, they know like I'm always on the go. I'm always going somewhere. I'm always moving around. I'm always doing something. But what they fail to realize is that I miss a lot of time with my daughters. I'm real big on family. And that hurts the most to me. So like I said, that's why I work so hard and I go so hard at a younger age, and I try to set myself up to be so much more greater financially at the older age, so I can spend more time with my kids. Because that's my world at the end of the day. So that time away from my kids will hurt me the most. Being honest.
Okay. And so with y'all still being decently new in this career field, have y'all already I don't want to say success stories, but have y'all already had some people that's changed their life around completely that they don't need y'all services anymore? Or is it more so that y'all still check in, follow up, or they're still your current clients and your client base just is built over the years?
Yes.
I'm saying yes. Like with me, I would say yeah. Just to give you like a quick synopsis of what goes on in a day-to-day basis of a contractor, you're basically working for the day that you can discharge a client successfully. There are a lot of times you won't be able to discharge a client successfully. That's part of the business. I had to learn that it's okay. You can't win every case. Every case is not going to be a winner, so every case is not going to end with a great conclusion. But for the most part, if I really look back and look at my notes and do a lot of like research, I got a good percentage of successful discharges at this moment. I'm well over 75%. I'm not perfect, but I'm over 75% as of now. Um, and that basically, like I said, those successful discharges is basically like our trophies. That's our accolades. That's us knowing that what we came to do and sought out to do was completed. So to answer that question, yes, that has happened. And I got a few accolades so far dealing with this career, but that's never more and nothing less.
For me, it was like 3 weeks ago. One of the kids that I had told my friends about, man, he was like 12 years old when I met him last summer, and he was by far the worst kid I think I'll ever meet. He was 12, and he was from Hallville, west side of Indianapolis, and he was by far, yeah, I have to reiterate, he's probably by far the worst kid I'll ever meet in this business. I don't think anybody can top him. And he was 12. And like he was really the nicest kid once you got to know him, but it's just like you wouldn't believe how rough he was, and like his thought process was not what he ended up turning 13, but his thought process was not what a 13-year-old was. He was just defiant, did not listen to anything, and he ended up getting off probation. Like I worked with him for about 7 months, and I spent countless hours with him. He was a kid where he was so severe, like they said, you can spend as much time with him as much as you can to try to help him and have somebody positive in his life all the time. Like that's how bad it was. If he was alone or didn't have nothing positive at 13, he was sneaking out the house, doing whatever. He was by far the worst kid I've ever worked with so far, and probably will. And he called me like 2 weeks ago, and he hasn't been suspended or kicked out of school yet. He's participated in virtual school, and in 7th grade, in the Ben Davis, that West Side district, Wayne, I think it's Wayne, maybe
Wayne
Township.
Township. It's
Yeah,
Wayne.
Wayne Township.
It's
Yeah,
Wayne.
they middle school. he just doing so much better. Like his mom said, he hasn't gotten in trouble, he hasn't snuck out the house, and I haven't worked with him in like maybe 4 months. And I was just like proud, man. Like he was like, yeah, I'm finally listening, man. Like I just come home, play the game. Like my mom done bought me stuff. I'm staying out of trouble. Like you said, good kids only get good stuff. Only the bad kids don't get nothing. And he finally listened, and he realized that he getting shoes, he getting everything he want because he just listening to his mom. And what's crazy was it's a black family. His mom has a good job, and he's the only child. And I've been telling like that's why he was so bad. He didn't have nobody around. His mom always had to work, and he literally had no role models, no father in the picture, and he was just too smart for his age and not having a role model and being home alone, unsupervised. You grow up to be bad, and now he's doing a lot better. He took a lot of advice, and I was just really proud that he's actually using it, and hasn't been back to juvenile, and so that was really what was up.
See, with me, I'm still kind of new, but I do got one client I work with, and he's a senior. He's trying to graduate. When we first got there, he probably had like 50 credits. He probably had like 50 credits to do. He got like 25 left. He graduated in May. So to me, all the work he done put out, how many classes we done done, is all on Play-Doh. So he has like a 2 semesters left to graduate high school. When I first got with him, he didn't think he could do it. He had Fs. He wouldn't log on. So I talked to him. I had him today. He was like, "You think I can do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, you close. Like, just keep doing what you're doing." Like he's trying to get the motivation for himself. Like he see it's close for him graduating. So for me, that's probably the biggest one I had because when I first got him, I could tell his confidence was low. He didn't think he can do it. He wouldn't log on. He was scared because there was so many classes to get done. But now he see that he can graduate in a matter of like a month or so because I see him every day. That's when I see him every day because he's close to getting done, close to graduating high school. He has different situations going on with life and stuff like that. So just seeing him actually get his confidence, him actually do his work like on his own time. He had like, hey, I did a test yesterday, or I did this yesterday. Like I said, all right, he's starting to get it. It's starting to click to him. Like if I put the effort in as well with him, I can actually get done. So that's probably the best one I had so far. So he'll probably be one of my successful discharges because he's almost done. He's going to graduate.
Congratulations to all y'all for that. So someone that would want to get started, is there a specific link or is the company name that they can Google or search to where to apply at, or is it
Vantage Point Child Services?
Okay.
And you can, once you get started, you can just start off as a contractor, or you can go and to the business route once you get your name out there, and you make some connections and you have some good success stories. And then these families and caseworkers, they want to work with you, and then that's how the business grow. But
Okay.
it's Vantage Point Child Services, and then you apply.
I mean,
Just literally,
that's definitely one way. Just do your research, man. There's a
There's a
million.
lot though. There's a lot of other companies like
There's
that.
a lot of agencies out there. Like I said, as long as you got your education background, you got some experience. This is if you want to do the contractor route. As long as you got your education, you have some slight experience. Just do your research, man.
Shay, what is it? What you gotta have? Is it still 2 years or 3 years experience with kids? 2 years, 3 years?
It depends on what service, and that's another thing I want to tell people.
Yeah, the services too.
Don't jump into this field thinking that you're gonna get top dollar services because you don't. You gotta start your way up. Like I built my way up from the ground, even though I had experience. It's just that I didn't have experience being in the community. Community based work is definitely different from residential work. Like I said, it takes time. You don't just start off making the high end clients and getting high end clients like that. It is a process. I want people to come in this and know that you're not going to come in making the big dollars like you think you will. It's still decent pay compared to the average worker. Don't get me wrong, but you won't come in making high dollars. Like I said, as far as anybody wants to do it, you want to get into a contractor. How you
So you just go like on like Indeed or something to type in independent contractor or
yeah, actually you can. There are some Indeed postings. I've seen a few Indeed postings. You can Google agencies. Like there's there's the laser program. There's Kareem Mentors. It's called Boys to Men Mentoring.
okay. I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
There's one called what? Step In, Step Up.
step in.
There's
Step up.
a bunch of agencies like the one we work for that do the same exact thing.
Seeds of Life. There's a plethora of agencies. I'm telling you, man. There's an agency just about on every corner. You just never notice them. You never, like I said, it's one of those fields that a lot of people don't get into, so you don't think they're out there. But once you enter this field, you'll see there's more agency than contractors. So
And there's a high demand. If
very high demand.
you know you can
Mhm.
work there and be depending on qualifications, depend on the type of cases and services and referrals you can get, and those really help you. And there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of families and a lot of kids that need services, and there's not a lot of us that know about the job that can qualify for all these different cases. So there's a high demand for therapists, like just other professions like healthcare therapists, people that can do family therapy and all these other services. Like, there's a high demand for this field, and it's like not one that a lot of people know about.
Right.
Like working with
That,
kids.
and I think it carries a negative stigmatism. A lot of people think that it's a low paying job, but it's because they never explored the independent contracting side of it. A lot of people see like the little posters that you might see for DCS. What happens is a lot of college graduates, when we get into this field, they get tricked. I'm gonna be honest with you, they get tricked. They get recruited by DCS or they get recruited by Child Protective Services, and they go in there and they think because they give them a salary job that they're gonna make something great. And then what they
They
find out is
get benefits.
the
They
caseload
get
they
the
give you
benefits.
is gonna kill you. You're gonna have 10 to 15 clients. You're not gonna be able to keep up with it. The pay's not worth it. So what happens is a lot of people get discouraged or they hear so many horror stories like, oh my God, my friend worked for DCS. They told me they had 10 kids and they were only getting paid X amount of dollars. And the problem is they never explored the other side of it. Initially, like I said, a lot of times getting into independent contracting, you do kind of got to know somebody that's been in this business or knows a little bit of something about it, just to help you out a little bit and kind of point you in direction. Like I said, I got lucky. I met somebody that knew it. I did it. I put my friends on with it, and that's kind of like usually how it goes. You got to kind of know somebody.
So,
Piggyback on what they said about applying for and everything. One issue that I had was make sure your resume is in great form, because that's if your resume is not organized or not all the way intact, that can hurt you from getting this job, because you got to be organized. And if your resume doesn't look organized, they're gonna be like, all right, we probably don't think they'd be a good fit for this. So applying for this job, when I did it, you gotta make sure your resume is good, because Miss Kathy will tell you or send you something back and say, you need to fix this. Or you probably won't talk to you at all.
Okay. Cool. So, with y'all doing so well with y'all current profession, and y'all say that y'all don't plan on really leaving, if anything, maybe stepping back for further opportunities and stuff to be successful. Do y'all have a final destination or like an optimal goal that you plan on reaching? Like, there's just one major thing, like, is that could one of y'all or all of y'all just say like y'all one thing where that peak of the mountain that y'all trying to reach to, as far as for what y'all currently doing?
Like you mean like this field or
Just owning my own agency.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, that's the big. I feel like honestly, I don't know for them, but I want to speak about it. I feel like that's something that we probably all want to like own in one of these. Like, we work for it now, but having like to be able to be an owner, because we'll know like the ins and outs about all of it. But being a contractor now for owning a business, so that's something I thought about too as well. Like, actually have my own agency. Like, I talked to Screens about it. He talked about it as well. He's been talking about planning and moving forward with that one day. So that is something I thought about doing as well.
Okay. Cool.
As far as the question I was asking, like, did you mean like in our profession or just in life? Like, what did you
just in general? Because either or is very significant for the viewers that are watching this. That might follow down your same path, whether it's actually with a career or whatever.
I would just tell, like I said, know what you want out of life. I've gotten to the part in life where I know what I want financially, meaning that I'm not. I don't have blinders on no more. I'm not focused on one thing. I'm more collectively about creating generational wealth through different avenues. So don't get me wrong, I love my job and I do want to do it forever, but this won't be the only thing that holds me down. My ultimate goal is just to create more streams of income for myself, wherever that may be, wherever that may take me. For example, a lot of people don't know, like, I'm already basically approved, or because you helped me through this process, 2022 Academy for Fire Department.
Well, no.
I'm already in that process. I've basically been selected already. So as long as God willing, nothing happens to me, I can possibly go into that.
Well,
I've
we
been
know you gonna take somebody up some stairs, boy.
so I've really just been set. Like I've never just. I tell anybody that's out here that in this world of today is that don't put blinders on yourself, man. You got to be ready to go wherever life take you. Don't close down. So like I said, me personally, as long as I can generate the income that I need to support my family, wherever that may be, or whatever I might be into, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, man,
Open that.
we a bunch of young men that we do a lot of things because we capable of doing a lot of things and we love experience, man. You can never go wrong, man. Like someone once told me, every job brings you experience you can take with life, man. So, we do a lot of crazy stuff and we try things because I firmly believe that, you it's okay to mess up when you're young because life ain't
Yeah.
promised tomorrow and you got so much time to restart and build your kingdom again. It's okay to burn your house down. You got time to lay another brick.
I burned
Like
mine.
you gotta take a risk. You gotta try. And I feel like we all do that in our own way to find our own success. But we've been so close for so long. It all correlates and comes back together like a chain link. It's like we move in separate directions, but we all hold on to the same rope, so we move together. So it's fun. It's been a good experience to see.
So with y'all being so helpful with this interview and all this great information that people may not know, I know I learned a lot from speaking with y'all, and even on the other days outside the interview when I do talk to y'all, we learn stuff and bounce different ideas and things off each other. If someone wanted to further learn more information about what y'all do, y'all company, and anything just in general, would y'all be willing for them to reach out to y'all in any kind of way of contact y'all, whether it's through via email or on social media? And if so, what would be the best way to contact you?
Email.
Email, okay.
They can find me any day, all day, every day on any social media platform. I got that morning wake up for wherever needed.
Hey, every morning, boy. Hey, we up
Facebook.
every morning, man. 7 a.m. looking at the stock market, man. There's a
I'm
lot.
open to any questions from anybody. You can social media, they
That's
can
right.
email me. I even
Hit
get my
me
number
up.
out to some people, as long as you're not no weirdo and not gonna harass me. I'm willing to talk to anybody. So
Yeah, definitely. Send me an email. I'm a professional.
Yeah.
I don't want y'all on my social media.
I'm very approachable. So anybody wants to know anything about anything, like if
This
you just want to
thing.
have a conversation with me, I'm well open to doing it.
Hey, he charged a consultation fee, $50 an hour to talk to him. So I'm
Man, I
his
do.
business manager. So don't think we just giving out free game to
I
everybody.
probably had to start putting a price on it, but for now it's still free, man.
You
I let
know.
the people.
Nah, but seriously though, man. Seriously though, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, man. So
Yeah.
like
You
we
can
said, those 4 qualities, you gotta really have those.
you can email me as well. But Dre's been on like the Shake on social media every morning on all platforms. What I do, I go on Facebook sometimes. I go live in the morning, tell them same thing. Dre been a few of mine. I tell them get up. Feel me, go get it. Feel me, I tell them anything you feel me, just go get it. I'll be motivational as well. But honestly, like the Shady said, I do it too. It's just not for me because you never know about somebody hearing that. It might make them get up, make their day better. You feel me? And honestly, by us speaking it, we got to go do it too. So help us out. We be tired. We got to speak it into existence. We can't tell you go do something we ain't doing.
I
So
swear, Deshai funny on his. He be so casual, like you already know. He don't even say it no more. He just be like every time. Y'all know what I'm doing on here. If y'all already watching it, y'all already know what I'm about to say. I ain't even gotta say it no more. It be so funny, bro. It like make you want to get it. Just
This
make
the program, just to tell that thing. I just press
boy,
start and we go. It ain't
it make you
nothing.
just want to wake up, boy. Cause you like,
It's the
boy,
road.
if you
It's
see
the
it.
road. It's the road
If
to
you
6
see
figures,
it,
man.
it's them. They're like, damn, he woke up before me. Like, shit, I gotta get up 30 minutes before him now. Like,
Just like what time
for
is it now?
real.
We at 12:52. I bet you I'll be up at 5 before all y'all, and I'm gonna be on there punching
See,
it.
yeah, my boy got
I'll
work
be
at
up at
6.
6:15.
Yeah, I'm getting up at 6:30 tomorrow, man. 7 o'clock. So yeah,
You hear
that's
I
that?
go ahead and do that. Tomorrow's
Me
my
too.
day off.
you gonna
That's
have
all.
to, bro. We don't take days off, man. You feel me? You gotta wake up, man.
I
Go
got
do
I got
something.
I got a new book. I just grabbed it from the library. It's called Brainwash. Actually, I'm gonna let y'all know how good it
I'm
is.
trying to tell you, man. We young, man. This the most energy we gonna ever have in our lives. You gotta expend it wisely and just go out, man. Like This is the only time of our life where we can go to sleep for 5 hours and work at 100%. You feel me? Like, we
Hey,
ain't gonna get this time back.
I don't know about him talking about in off days. Weekends, some I don't work.
Oh yeah, we Monday to Sunday over here, man. We Monday to Sunday right now.
I got a kid.
Yeah, they got kids, so that's the only difference, man. I got dogs, so they real easy to maintain. You feel me? I got dog sitters, that check on them. But yeah, I'm Monday to Sunday. I'm 90 days straight. That was my New Year's resolution for 2021. Trying to be more disciplined.
Okay. So I will attach y'all email to the video link on YouTube and any social media platform that I do post this on. I will tag you in it. Deshai and Quintaz, since y'all both are on Facebook. Scribs, you're not on Facebook or anything like that, but like I said, it will be on YouTube, this video, and so your email will be attached that people can reach out to you, because I do have followers. So with my networking and stuff, that's a big part of what Persistent Progress is about, that I do have followers that range all the way from in Canada to even some that they have different home places and outside of North America. So that's just how far we plan on expanding it. You never know, you might be touching the kids' lifestyle that be over in Europe or something. That's just as far as how big we could take it. This is like a global type of thing of what we expanding for, what we're trying to do. So just to close it out, if there's anything that you personally want to say to these viewers that may be seeing this, I'm talking about from people as young to middle schoolers or high schoolers, to even people that we went to school with, and they're learning from y'all as they watch this video, to even older people, 30s, 40s, looking for a career change and so forth. There's any type of knowledge or influence that you want to say in these last few minutes as we close out, this is your time to let the people know.
I can let them go first. Whatever they got to say.
Nah, we gonna let you go first, bro.
Yeah, big lungs.
Yeah, we gonna just let you get your last few out.
Hey, you got like 4 minutes, bro.
Yeah, bro. Let's try to cut it at 1 a.m., man.
You go first, bro. I can let it go. But
all right, bro. I'm gonna just say this, man. In all things you do in life, whatever you do on Tuesday, make sure it's better than what you did on Monday. If you carry that with you, there's a lot of good things you're gonna do throughout the week.
You go, Deshai.
Oh, man, I'm gonna keep it nice, short, and simple, man. Have passion to yourself, man. Know that you can come out of any situation, any circumstance. Always be true to yourself, man. Remain to who you are. Show your identity. Never compromise your identity and who you are for anything in this world. And just know that dream big, man. It's very cliche, but like they say, if you aim for the moon, you land with the stars. So, dream big. And I tell everybody that there's nothing that's unachievable. You just got to put work behind it. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
With me, same thing as well. Something that one of my older guys told me when I was growing up, they said, you can't control how you was born into this world, but you can control how your legacy is when you leave this world. So you always got to remember that. So always try to make your legacy your story, write your passions and write your own story. So if you got like something you feel like you can have a better career opportunity, go take your chance and go do what you can do. You only get one life, live it to the fullest, thank the man upstairs every day, and try to do the best you can do. That's how I wake up every day. I think every morning.
Right. All right. You said what?
I keep saying it. Have passion. Be passionate about everything you do. Yeah, when they watch the interview, they're gonna see when I talk, but I got passion behind it. Cause I mean it. It's intentional. So, have your intention to do what you want to do in this life, man. Don't sell shit.
Everything we said is definitely intentional, man. We doing this on purpose, man. Like, this is everyday life for us, and we talk about this 5 times a week. The same people every day. We motivate each other. We pick each other up when we down. That's the only thing we can do. That's what we should do. So we do it. Ain't no questions to it. And eventually we'll look back at these times and be like, this is why we did it. This is what it was for. It had a purpose. And we got to where we needed to be. And now we don't gotta push as much as we used to. We can still push because that's what we known to do, because we push. But now we ain't gotta push as much, is because we push so hard now that in these next couple of years, it's gonna be, we're gonna be at a new level, looking at a new reflection of who we are.
All right. Darian Scribs, Deshai Powell, Quintaz Wright. Thank y'all for contributing to Persistent Progress Goals Career Exploring. taking time out to do this, be an influence even outside of this interview for what y'all do is y'all current career and profession. I mean, even for looking out for each other, like this whole, I hope people see that our relationship that we have as friends, far as for what people can kind of idolize and see, like that's how they should be. The type of people you want to have to around you is your supporting cast. If they want to be making you better and, you know, giving you a reason that you want to keep moving forward and doing better, you know what I mean? They should be motivating each other. Birds of a feather flock together. Like it's sayings like that that's still stick around for many, many years past on generation because it's real, it's true. So hopefully, I hope people see this and they can understand what we're doing as a whole and what y'all doing individually. I wanted to do this to just shed light on how successful y'all doing. Like I'm proud of y'all, and to even be friends with y'all, like that definitely means a lot to me personally. And y'all motivate me for doing this and everything like that. So thank y'all for taking y'all time out. That is officially the end of Persistent Progress Goes Career Exploring. I mean, and once again, shout out to everything y'all do and all the accolades that y'all have already earned and achieved. And I mean, even further what y'all got done. We might have to do a part 2 in like 10 years just so they can see that this wasn't no joke, you know what I mean, just for where y'all gonna be at. So
I'll definitely be down for that. That's a 10 years. That's not bad.
Definitely.
I agree with that.
I might be.
Hey, but you know, this may be, we may be in the studio. This may not even be virtual at our house.
Hey man, I'm telling you,
this may be somewhere totally different now.
Somebody better call Charlemagne, man. Let them know.
Hey, you feel me? You just got to take that personality wherever you go, man. Every
Charlemagne.
time the camera hits you, my brother, you already know, cuz.
All right, y'all, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, man. I'm
You too,
gonna
bro.
talk to y'all tomorrow or something. Y'all
Thank
know
you.
that.
Definitely appreciate it.
All right, later.
Look.
Later.